Well, guys, what's up? Do you ever feel like the entire universe is conspiring against you? I'm not just talking about people, I'm talking about things like the internet and your devices and everything that you have in your life is just working against you. Well, that's where I'm at right now. um, but I don't give up. I'm not giving up. You're not going to catch me giving up. Here's where we're at, guys. This was the first one that we had some problems with, but it ended up all right. So I carved the top and the back like I was talking about. I carved it by hand. And then, just used like a small scoop type of carve. It looks pretty cool. So what I did was I slightly burned the back just a little bit. I didn't get it to like that charcoal dark black, but I just lightly burned it and then went back and sanded. And then of course the high spots come out back to the light white color of the wood. And then the darker carved spots stay that slightly burned color. So that's that one. You can see no cover yet. Still having issues. We'll get around to all that in this video. Here's the other one. So I was able to get a second one kind of made. Now with the second one I just did some longer scoops, and then I used a somewhat reddish kind of color stain here. It's supposed to be like, I don't know, walnut or something, but it was just a stain that I had laying around, and I just wanted two different versions of the same thing so that you guys could let me know which one. And I just, I'm trying new things. I'm still kind of a beginner woodworker here. So I went with the burned look here on this one. I went with this stain on this one. So you guys let me know which you like better. Let me know if you don't like either at all, if you hate them both, if you love them both. Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments, see what you guys think. And again, no cover here and a little bit of a goof up down here. So you guys, all week I've had problems. Horrible internet for a couple days. We kind of had a bit of a snowstorm, so I'm not sure if it was because of that or what, but it was like, it didn't matter what device I was using. I could connect to the internet for like a minute or a couple minutes at a time, and then it would like kick me off. So that was annoying. It could have been because of that snowstorm. And then my kids had a snow day this week, so they were home with me all day that day. So I didn't get as much done that day, which whatever, that's fine. I don't mind not getting as much done if I'm spending that time with my kids, but when I'm not getting as much done because of stupid problems, I don't like that so much. But is what it is. So where are we at? What's up with the machine? What's going on? Still don't know. So originally, if you've been following along here, my issue was during rapid movements only in the X direction, it would hang up, it would get stuck, and then all your locations are off. So I continued to have this problem, and I bought a new wire. I thought the wire fixed it. It seemed like it did for, I don't know, a couple weeks or something. And then it kind of started acting up again here and there. I've tried unplugging, replugging that wire in a few times. It kind of worked here and there because of that. And now I am at the point where it's not working at all. I mean, it will still work. It'll still move in X, but now it'll get hung up and stuck, not only during its rapid movements, but during any movement. So it'll work for a while, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it'll just get hung up, caught during any type of movement, rapid movements, cutting. So that's a real problem. It was only happening during rapid movements, and I thought I had it figured out by simply removing any rapid movements that the job would make. So I would download the G code out of Easel, and then I would just open it in a notepad program, and I would go in and I would edit it. I would look for any of those G0. So a G0 is a rapid movement. I would just replace any G0 movements with G1. G1 is just a standard feed rate type of movement. You have to enter a speed. So, you know, F200, I put in a feed of 200. That's just a pretty good rate of movement, not too fast, not too slow. So that's how I got around, that's how I thought I was going to get around this whole problem. I was just going to, for the foreseeable future, change any rapid movements to just your standard G1 type of movement with a feed rate. And that kind of worked a little bit. That actually, that's what I did on this one. So I was still having problems after doing the first one, still couldn't figure it out. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get around this by not having any rapid movements at all. So that's what I did on this one. And then for whatever reason, mid-program, it came down to here and then just randomly it came this way. It was supposed to be going around. So not sure why it did that on that one. But now after that, it seems like this problem getting hung up in the X is occurring all the time. It's happening just in standard feed movements and in rapid movements. So that's where we're at. Still having an issue. Obviously, I don't have any covers yet. I tried to cut the covers for these and nothing but problems. Like I said, it's now happening all the time that it's getting hung up in X. So there's a couple things I found out because of this. One of them, I figured out some things with manually editing the code. Some tips that I can probably help you guys with there. So luckily my problems are your guys' solutions because I have to find solutions to my problems. And you guys get the benefit of just getting those solutions right up front without the troubles, hopefully. So I'm gonna let you guys, I'll do a video on editing the code, getting it over to Notepad and editing the code, and I think that'll be a helpful video to some people. And I'm gonna show you right now where we're at with this machine and what my idea and plan is, because you gotta do something, right? Doing nothing isn't gonna help me, so I gotta try stuff. So this is where we're at right now. I am starting to tear down this machine. You can see I've got the Z slider removed. That, you know, that's the whole Z axis right there that goes up and down with the Makita router. So here is the I think they call this the block. I'm not sure the technical term, but you can see it's, I believe it's called the block. It's got a couple bearings inside of here, and this is what moves along this X-rail, and this is what's getting hung up for whatever reason. Now, like I said, I took that Z slider off. One thing I noticed right away is that we've got like a rubber dust boot here. We've got a rubber dust boot here and here, but for whatever reason, there is not the rubber dust boot here. It's also my belief that the bearing noise that I'm hearing when this slides doesn't sound great. It sounds a little rough. So I'm gonna tear this whole thing down. I'm gonna get into this bearing down here and see what's going on, see if it's just full of crap because it doesn't have this dust boot on here or what. Also, one thing I'll mention, this whole thing, I don't remember exactly which part came out, but at some point a few months ago, this whole thing came out to where like the bearings were exposed. Why, how, I really don't know. But at the time I was running a job, I was trying to get things done. I just pushed that thing back in there. I didn't think anything of it. Everything continued to work. So again, I don't know how that happened or why that happened, but I just pushed the whole thing back in. It just slides in. I've checked, like there's some set screws, it seems like here. All those screws seem tight, so I'm not sure what's going on. But again, we're gonna tear this whole thing down and try to figure out what the heck's going on and see if we can fix our problem. So that's where we're at, folks. That's how I feel. But hopefully we'll get there. We'll figure it out. If you guys have a Onefinity and you've had any issues like this, let me know. Help me out, please. I am lost for answers. I've been on the Onefinity forum. It's not real helpful. But you can see, like I said, there's not that dust boot here. And I think when that slid out, maybe there was a dust boot and it pushed it out. And then when I pushed it back in, it forced the dust boot in. I don't know. These are just theories. We'll have to see. So I will keep you guys updated. I will let you know. Like I said, if you know anybody with a Onefinity, please share this video with them. Maybe they can help me out. Yeah, running out of ideas here. So stay tuned. We'll keep doing videos, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of this, figure it out. Please like, subscribe, share. It really does help. And at some point, I might need to make money from YouTube because I can't make money from this machine. So that's where we're at, guys. Have a good day.